Marcus, welcome.
Thank you.
Here we are.
I'm so happy to be here in this wonderful studio.
You're finally here.
I know. I feel like I'm having I told you, I feel like I'm having a behind the scenes tour. Except not 250 quid.
No, mate, don't. I've just literally calmed down from that, mate. Absolutely horrendous. So yeah, make sure you do check that video out. Yeah, it's crazy. But Marcus, seriously, man, thank you so much. I know it's download as well, so it's a bit chaotic around this area. I hope traffic wasn't too bad getting here. We know I've been wanting to do this for such a long time because me and you are very similar on our careers of what we do.
Yeah.
Obviously, video and photos. Which one do you prefer, photo or video? I get this all the time.
Yeah, I started out in video.
Yeah.
And I studied video, and I always wanted to be working in film and video. But the photography came later with the Instagram stuff, and now photography's sort of become my whole persona. So I don't know. It's genuinely 50-50.
The more I do, like my weddings, I prefer photography than video. Mm-hmm. I think video is quite intense though, because you got to mic everyone up and this and that. But with photos, you're just there and you just snap away, mate. I have to ask though. Obviously, there's a lot. The past 3 to 4 years, a lot of photographers have now come out of the woodwork on, taking shots of theme park, like roller coasters or dark rides, whatever it is. Have you got any kind of tips for him? Because I remember speaking to you a long time ago, like what f-stop you're using. Do you use any particular? I mean, you can tell me your secrets if you want to, but I think some of the stuff that you do is a lot of the stuff you do, is absolutely incredible.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, the color contrast, especially the Hyperion stuff. What is it about when you take the perfect photo?
Do you know, a lot of it comes down to, with theme parks and roller coasters especially, it's not even stuff to do with the camera, it's just good weather. You genuinely can't get a better photo than a sunny day when all the colours are popping, because you can't really recreate that. Yeah, you can do a sky replacement, but all the colours will still look naff. So, I mean, that's one factor of many factors. You've put me on the spot here. So
Sorry,
I'm thinking of but look, I mean, the question I get asked the most in like DMs and stuff is, I want to get into theme park photography. What do I do? What do I buy? And how I started out was I bought an old Canon 5D Mark II, an old mirrored DSLR, and a relatively cheap lens, like a 70 to 300 millimeter, and just take that to theme parks and start snapping away. And more recently, I've been doing loads of wide angle stuff.
I've noticed,
which I'm really enjoying the wide angle lens at the moment, and basically photographing theme parks in like a completely different way to what I used to and what I do for my job, really, because normally for work I have to capture expressions and riders looking like they're enjoying themselves, whereas on Instagram, it's about showing this, like, the breadth of it, really.
Yeah, I think when I take a photo, because obviously I did the website for Adventure. Is it called Adventure Coaster? No, Adventure Coaster Southport now, because they changed the name. It used to be Adventure Southport. I think I don't know. I think it is anyway. But I remember when they asked me, and that was my first ever gig doing a theme park photography there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm really nervous. And we had a family. And I thought, why have you only given me one family? This is going to look really weird that on all your pictures on the website, it's just going to be this one family. Mm-hmm. And I remember we had to get a lot of wafers as well, to obviously, because we were taking a lot of photos of families and stuff. And I enjoyed it, mate. I mean, some of the photos, I'll show you after this, actually. I want your honest opinion of, could I make it? I'm hoping that I could make it. You're the master, mate. You're the master at theme park photography, I'm gonna say, and you always have, though, and you've never lost that, and I love that about you, dude.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't even need to see your photos to know that you're a solid photographer. Look at his screen.
I've made it, ladies and gentlemen. I've made it. But even Ollie right here, who's here, he does now. I'm assuming that he's seen your work and he's kind of, you're like, I don't think you realize how many people see your stuff and think, I want to be like the next Marcus. in a weird way. I know it sounds crazy, but we all do. Like even content creators, a lot of people say, "I want to be the next theme park worldwide," or the next, I don't know, Jack Silkstone or Digital Dan or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? You see the similarity of people's content very similar to everyone else's.
Yeah.
And I think you're definitely up there in the category because you've been doing it for such a long time now.
Yeah.
That when you are the top dog of, theme park photography.
I'm so bad at taking compliments, but thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, I do get asked quite a lot, like, how do I become Alton Towers' next photographer, for example? That is like a very common question for me.
Right.
And I genuinely, I see it almost like, oh, is that a threat to my business? But also, like, you just got to post, just use Instagram as a portfolio, because that's how I did it.
Yeah.
I started Thrill Riders as an Instagram account probably 7 years ago.
Wow.
And I wasn't even a photographer when I started the account. I just liked theme parks.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I had these, like I said, that DSLR and stuff, which I used for video. And I just taught myself photography. So I went to theme parks and started taking pictures. So, I didn't start out as a professional photographer that knew what I was doing because I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah. And through learning that and posting photos to Instagram, and the best advice is tagging and @ing
right, okay.
the companies, let's say Alton Towers, that you'd like to work for. I'd go to Alton Towers, take loads of photos, and then post them and tag them and stuff. They might want to repost, things like that.
Build that relationship.
Yeah. After a certain amount of time, that turns into, for me, it turned into, I was very grateful for it to turn into
Do you do all their photos then?
I do the vast majority of their photos, yeah. So this year there was Toxicator,
yeah,
which was a very big photo job, obviously. So like what you see on the app, maybe that photo of it looking green at night, that was our key visual shot that we did, which was very cool.
How did you light that then? Did you have your own light, or was it just a flash, or on camera flash and stuff? Sorry if people are geeking out, but it's so nice to talk to someone about cameras, because sometimes I talk to people and they're like, yeah, the F4, and they're like, yeah, you completely lost me, Danny. I have no idea what you're on about. But yeah, so it's really nice. So did you do on camera flash or? So
all the Toxicator photos, for example, are all remote flashes.
Right.
So there's like, I can't remember how many, but there's a bunch of light stands placed around the ride in different locations. Most of them are up on the platforms. Toxicator raised up.
Yes.
So there was these remote flashes and a wireless trigger on top of the camera. So every time I could be standing God knows how far away, and they would all trigger at the same time.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So
that's so cool. I love it. I genuinely love it. And to be fair, it's good that you said that, actually, because you don't need to go to college or university to do photography, because I never did it. I did film. And then obviously I learned a lot more through YouTube and speaking to friends who have done it and getting the experience of doing photography. And now I wouldn't say I'm an expert, far from it. There's still things that I could work on. And I don't think anyone's perfect in any industry that you're in. But I definitely think it's, I've had a few people turn around and say, do I need to go to uni? No, you don't. I learn a hell of a lot off YouTube and speak to my mates about photography.
Yeah.
I think also the technology is different back then as well from what it is now.
Definitely. Yeah. The best thing you can do is learn from the people that are around you.
Yeah.
I've brought people on jobs with me. I used to work in a production house, a video production house, and I was surrounded by editors and things like that. And I thought I knew Premiere Pro, for example, inside out. I mean, you'd sit next to someone else who might be the same level as you, but they know different things to you, and then they learn things off you, and you don't learn things better than that.
I must admit, me and my business partner, we use Premiere Pro a lot, and sometimes we will get like apprentices coming in. That's why we've got so many desks, and sometimes some of their shortcuts are what they do, and we're both like looking at each other like, I didn't know you could do that.
Exactly.
What's this about?
Yeah.
What button is that? I've never seen that before in my life. So yeah, every day's a school day and stuff like that. But can you believe, like, from 5 years ago to where you are now, like the jump of now you're working for a company and that you're just taking photos?
I can't. Genuinely, I do have to pinch myself sometimes. On certain shoots, I'm like, this is just
mad. Yeah.
Just insane. Like I never thought I'd get to be. It almost feels like a very small part of launching a ride, because when all sometimes a lot of people's first view of a ride is occasionally my photo, and that is like an insane thing to think.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So even more recently, there was the Ghostly Manor at Poulton's.
Yes.
So we did some super cool photos for that. With like, the brief was just, let's go for Ghostbusters. let's make it look like,
Get the green and the purples in there and all that lot.
Yeah,
oh wow.
Yeah. And all the proton laser blaster type looking things. So
that's mad.
That's a fun one. Yeah.
Do you do a lot of adverts as well for them, or do you not?
Video?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so
do you do TV ads? Because we know that the first time ever, this is so scary. I remember doing it. We did a Channel 5 milkshake advert. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, minding my own business or whatever it was. We made it, and I was around my mum and dad's house. And we didn't think it was going to get aired. We just thought it would be for their socials. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I'm having a cup of tea with my mum and my dad, chatting away, blah, blah, blah. Next minute, I hear the music. But I've been working on it for the past 2 months. I was like, I recognize that music. Looked over the TV, and it's actually the advert that I've. And I was like, was this in my contract? Where was the big bucks for that? Like, oh my gosh, This is incredible. Have you? Is your stuff actually on television? Like,
yes.
You guys? That's amazing, dude.
So yeah, I've shot stuff for TV, whether it's been for an advert or for sometimes with parks you might bulk shoot a load of stuff. You might do a whole dedicated rides video shoot, and then those shots will be picked and chosen by agencies who put them into TV ads. And on the other side, there was shoots for just general TV shows. So like we did a shoot for the One Show,
nice,
a shoot for CBBC. There was a new program called Horrible Science, which is a follow-on from Horrible Histories.
Nice.
And the whole brief was like, we're going to have Sir Isaac Newton sat on these roller coasters yapping about gravity and things like that. And it was my job just to rig all the cameras onto the ride car because I had a better understanding of ride vehicles and how to put cameras on them, essentially.
Nice.
So it's really cool stuff like that. And yeah.
I must admit, I remember years ago looking through, I think it's been a while since you've been on OTT, and I remember you showing me some of the equipment that you've got and this and that, and I was just like, my boy, I can get on with this guy 100%, mate. I love people with big tech. So if you've got tech or anything, let me know, because I love it. I love it to pieces. Just moving on quickly. You've now got a new series coming out called, well, it's already out. You've had I don't know how many episodes this is now, called Universal Field. The Field.
The Field, yeah.
Sorry, we've got to put the in there. Yeah, not Universal Field. The Field.
The Field, yeah. It's we're on episode 11, I think.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, and nothing's even happened, which is the funniest thing.
I refuse to do any videos about a fucking field. I just can't do it. I'm just like, I can't. Until I see a footer or anything like that, I will make the travel. Because it's not that far away from you, though, is it? What is it, about 40 minutes?
Yeah, so that's why it works so well for me and Dan. We're both very close.
Yeah.
And we both knew we wanted to do this. We chatted about it for the whole of the second half of last year. And I remember drawing in my notes this funny concept for a shot where it's just 2 camping chairs and a basket. I was like, this would be funny, wouldn't it? And that's the camping chair gag stretches way back to early videos on my channel where I used to sit on a camping chair and
I remember that, yeah,
and basically moan like a Karen about about drones and stuff. Yeah, fun times.
But I feel like, though, it was like a low budget when you first started, but now we've got microphones with little square things now. So now you've got proper microphones. So the budget's pushing out a bit.
Yeah, I always thought that was a funny part of making the visual look really quite comedic, because it looks low budget because we're sat in stupid chairs, and then we pull these mics out the basket.
Whose idea was the basket?
The basket, so the picnic basket was in my garage,
right.
And we, on the first day of recording the field, we went to get the camping chairs out my garage, and we saw the picnic basket. We were like, we should just put that in the middle of us. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because that's the thing with the field. It's genuinely this perfect production combi between me and Dan.
Yes.
We are just 2 best mates just chatting in a field, but like when it comes to like shooting the field, everything on the day, how the shot looks, all the props, the equipment, obviously wireless mics and all that, that's all my side.
Yeah.
So everything on a shooting day is my side. I take the footage back, do a color correction and audio level adjustment.
Are you seriously logging? Are you shooting in S-Log or something like that then, or whatever it is? Are you just literally just playing around with the colours just to make it
we
better?
shoot with a LUT on.
Yeah.
We pre-record with a LUT on, and then just like
on the field video, you put a lot all of it.
Yeah.
That is commitment there, right there, ladies and gentlemen. I love that, mate.
And then literally, so I just do that correction, and then I send this like God knows how long it could be, maybe even an hour-long video clip to Dan. Then Dan's job, he cuts it all up and makes it something entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Because, funnily enough, it's not that entertaining
Just
without
two
being cut
men
up.
on a field, with a microphone and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, it's done really, really well because didn't you jump on a radio station? Or was that just Dan? I can't remember what it was now. Where I think it was, you had an interview or something.
So we the sort of week of the announcement, the Universal announcement was a huge week. We were there for 7-8 days straight on the field.
Oh wow!
Going back and forth to the field for various different reasons. And we did some stuff with the BBC. We did like BBC TikToks, and then we did
crazy.
BBC Live. What is it? Look East.
Right. Okay.
Piece. And then since then, Dan's been on BBC Three Counties Radio, which there might be something else coming up with them, which will be very exciting, hopefully. But,
there you go, some exclusive there, ladies and gentlemen.
It is crazy. The best thing is like it is on Dan's channel, but like it's so like cool for me to see like how much of a fan base has grown from it, because like people have even come up to me at a park and offered me Kit Kat Chunkies.
Did you take it though?
Well, I don't take food off strangers.
Good man.
As polite as it may be, everyone, please. So
if you got a Kit Kat chunky, just don't offer it, Marcus, because we won't take it.
I'm not being mean. I'm just.
You're being polite.
Yeah.
No, I get that, mate. I get that. But yeah, it seems like, in all honesty, the Universal itself. You know when you got the announcement, because I'm one of these where it's like, where were you when you heard the announcement? I remember being in bed because it was ridiculously early when everyone knew. And then I woke up and I had like 100 videos about it and TikToks and everything. I went mad. Like, your thoughts, man? Like,
I couldn't sleep. They had to drop it at flipping midnight.
I know.
I was like,
stupid, man.
How selfish.
How rude.
Yeah, no, it was insane. And we knew, so we had already been at the field for the 3 days prior to that night. And then we knew when we wake up, we have to go straight back. So and we went straight back, and all these reporters were there and stuff, because we'd been going to the field, so the location of the field. For people who, but I don't know if people, for
just
people,
a random field.
Yeah. For people who don't maybe not don't know, the field is the field where Universal's going to be built.
Yeah.
So that's why we go to this field specifically. It's where the theme park's going to be built.
Not just some random field.
Just not just some random field. But we'd been going there since like November of last year. That's when, I think it was November or December, something like that. That's when we started recording the field.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was really early. And we've obviously been going there and seeing
nothing else.
No life, really. Funnily enough, this is actually a good story. The first time we went to the field ever to record the first ever episode, we put our chairs down on the field, on the public footpath, obviously. And this guy with these two dogs walks along the side of the field, and he's coming towards us, and he has shotguns slung over his shoulders.
No way.
And we're like, oh God, what is this going to be? What is this going to be? And then he comes up and he's like, "You're right, boys. You're recording a podcast, are you?" And we were like, "Yeah. We're talking about Universal. Did you know Universal's coming here?" He's like, "Yeah, I do. It's my land. They've bought it from me."
No way.
Yeah. The first time we went to the field, we met the landowner who Universal had bought the land from. And he couldn't tell us anything. He was like under so many NDAs.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But
that's crazy, though, dude.
Yeah, and to be fair, he was lovely. He wasn't, although he had shotguns over his shoulder.
It's like a scene from like I don't know, Snatch or Lock, Stock. Like, I'll be like, oh dear, here we go.
He was, considering the the aesthetic, he was very lovely. So,
Oh, mate, that's insane, dude, mate.
I know.
It is. You know when everyone's like doing, I think a load of people doing a load of videos saying these are the areas and so on and so forth, what they think it is. Obviously, the Back to the Future. Let's be honest, no one really, really, truly knows just yet. Although looking at it, you've got a rough idea.
Yeah.
What do you think that coaster, the green one right at the back, is? Do you think that is part of Jurassic, or do you think that is a new area like Wicked or something like that?
I think it's more likely to be, because obviously me and Dan have looked at these things for a long time to be able to talk about them. I do think it is definitely Jurassic.
Nah, I think it's Jurassic as well.
It's just, it's
got
screaming
Jurassic.
Yeah.
Even the colour, everything about it.
And what made it even more so that is that sort of amphitheatre that's behind it.
Yeah, what is that? Like,
I mean, we've constantly been saying about the fact that that's probably a placeholder.
Right,
Like,
okay.
That might not even be a thing. It might just be because they had so on the original concept for Epic Universe, they had a big amphitheatre, and that never came about. It was just a placeholder. I think the werewolf roller coaster ended up going where that was supposed to go. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
So we could be seeing another one of them, you know, just on the concept art, because it's 6 years away. We could just be seeing a placeholder. None of that park might look like that. Who knows?
Do you know though? People keep saying 6 years, but I remember when they announced Epic Universe, and that was like what 5 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
So it will come around super quick. Like, how old were you? I did see a tweet on X, and I was like, "How old will you be till this park opens?" I did not respond because it makes me upset knowing that. I'll be very, very old.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that hit home for me personally, I mean, this won't really hit for anyone else, but I've been in business for like 5 years, something like that, just over 4 or 5 years. And then I thought that was a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like super long period of time. And then thinking about 6 years is like, oh my God, this is going to be longer than I've been in business. So that is a scary thought.
It'll come around quick because the older you get, the quicker time goes. Believe it or not,
I know.
Yeah.
It's already mid 2025.
Hey, I'm still 21.
Yeah,
So good, mate.
you look 18.
Cheers, mate. I remember he actually said that as well. I was like, oh my God, get in. That's hilarious. Do you know what though, Marcus? The reason why I got on with you really well, there's one reason, and that's because we were Saw lovers.
Yes.
At Thorpe Park. Saw the ride. It got slandered, it got slagged off, and me and you were the only ones that defended it.
Mm-hmm.
However, right, I went on it this year.
Mm-hmm.
My God, that thing's getting rough. It's getting really, really rough.
Right.
Go on.
I need to address the Fousey community with this one.
Looking dead in the cameras.
I need to address the Fousies with this one because I've actually been logging every ride car number that I go on.
Who does that?
Just some nut job. some crazy photographer guy. I've been logging all the ride car numbers that I've been on and saying if they're smooth, mid, or rough. And they're so different. The ride cars. I know this
Really?
I know this has been like rumored for a long time, but I want to like prove it. I want to like
You want some facts.
I've noted down the seat I sit in. Like I've noted down everything about each car, and there's genuinely wait, hold up. I could tell you the
Right, here we go, guys.
Car.
You're about to get some serious information here.
Yeah, the smoothest.
I mean, we ain't rehearsed this at all, so you know it's. Go on.
The smoothest Saw car is car number 1.
Car.
You're noting it down. You're going to ask in the station next time you go on.
If I see that car 3, I'm like, no, let it go.
Yeah, the roughest one I've put down is car number 2.
Right. So I've put car 1 good, car 2 bad.
Yes.
Right. So if I see car 2, I'm saying, do you want to go in front?
Yes. Absolutely.
Is that
Yeah.
what I'm actually typing that down as well. There you go, guys. So car number 1. So yeah.
Primary research.
Any particular seat, or did we just sit in anywhere?
I was sat in.
I think the front is always the best one.
I was sat in the back middle.
Oh right,
for
okay.
that one. Yeah.
Right.
But I always prefer going on the front.
But then saying that though, a lot of people are complaining about Hyperion being rough at the moment.
Yeah.
Have you heard some stuff about that? Saying it's
and I've been on it, and since the new modifications and whatnot, I'm no engineer, so I don't really know what modifications are.
Yeah.
But
Yellow
yeah,
bolt.
it definitely feels a touch faster, and it definitely has a vibration to it.
But that is that because it's going faster? Do you get what I mean, though?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like I said, I have no idea about structural stuff with coasters, but I think like to people who say it completely ruins the experience, that's just a big stretch. No. That's just a big stretch. It is still a fantastic.
That's an amazing coaster.
I think nowadays the term rough has become. It's almost applied to every new roller coaster that opens, which is just crazy. I think
a lot of B&Ms recently, though. I will say this though, B&Ms are fucking Jesus, they're rough. Like we went to the new one. Where did we get? Was it in SeaWorld? I can't remember what it was called now. The brand new B&M Junior coaster.
Penguin Trek at SeaWorld.
No, not Penguin, not that one.
Pipeline.
Or was it in Busch Gardens? There was a new B&M. I can't remember what it's called now.
Was it an invert or sit down?
Invert.
Oh, a Phoenix Rising?
Yes, that's it, yes. At Busch. And I came off there going, blimey hell. I feel like I've just come off the Grand National or the Big Dipper. Blimey hell, this is rough. And then obviously that whole complaint with Nemesis when it went around the final bend, it's shaking and whatever. So yeah, I don't think B&M are in the best places at the moment because things are rough. Or is it just me being old and my bones can't handle it no more? I don't know.
There is definitely something noticeable with B&M. I think the best video I watched about that was Coasterbots. He did a deep dive analysis of like maybe coasters are getting cheaper because parks probably aren't willing to spend as much. This and the other.
Okay.
So I'm quoting his video there. I definitely advise going to watch that. So I'm plugging Coasterbot.
That's all right. What is a Coasterbot?
What is a Coasterbot?
Can we just quickly go back to Universal? Obviously, this time, but Epic. Are you going this September? Like every man and his dog is going in September. Yes. We may be even going.
So
we've got a slight nod.
A slight nod.
Funds.
A slight.
Yeah. Oh, we're not. All right. Yeah, because just in case work purposes. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be, and then literally not even that long ago, I've booked to go in September. I think everyone's going in September.
Yeah.
I think I know more people that are going than are not. It's just insane. Yeah, it has to be done. It has to be done.
Don't, mate. If I'm going, I'm only going to go for the 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah, well, I did Orlando last year, September. I did it, what 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And then one of these where it's like, I am going back again in next December. So it's a case of, I just want to do Epic. Mm-hmm. I really want to do I don't even want to vlog it. I just want to experience it. So when people come back and we have a chat, it's like, oh yeah, I know what you mean, Matt, because I've been on it. I said, oh yeah, here's another one. Here's another one. So if I see you in October and you're like, oh, Danny, mate, I tell you what, that Monsters Unchained, oh, now I have to turn around and go like, yeah, great, yeah, wicked. I didn't have the chance to go on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nah, I think it looks incredible. However, though, I'm a bit worried about Nintendo World. And I've always had this in my head. It looks very small and it just looks like an ADHD's brain. It just looks just madness. It looks crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done the Nintendo World in Hollywood.
Right,
and
what's that like?
I mean, that's like the micro small version. Like that's even smaller. Because the version that's at Epic Universe is like the one they did in Japan. I think it's in Japan. And that's the larger one, they've got more rides and stuff. Hollywood just has the one ride, which is the Mario Kart.
Yes. Because it isn't the bit where it goes at the back and then you've got Donkey Kong.
Yes, in Orlando. Yeah. In Hollywood, it is just, you walk in and the land looks incredible and everything's moving.
Yeah,
like there's so many animatronics, but like it is very small and very busy. Like
it just looks like an adult version of a child's nursery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's a banging.
It just looks absolutely bloody chaos.
I don't know how I stand with Epic Universe as a whole. With regards to the lands, because I feel like the lands all of the lands to me feel like supporting lands. They don't. If you go into like Islands of Adventure, like Harry Potter World is like world famous, and it's like the standout land, probably followed by the Jurassic Park bit. All of the lands in Epic feel like supporting lands, especially like Fantastic Beasts, which was like a film weird. That flopped.
Yeah, why would you want to put that in there?
Yeah, and
but isn't the ride a Harry Potter ride though? So it's so weird. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because you go into like the Ministry of Magic, and so all of it seems just a bit. It looks amazing.
Yes,
it looks incredible. I just don't foresee it being my favorite theme park in the world.
I'm so glad you said this, because I thought I was missing something here, because I saw it and I saw a lot of the vlogs, and I have spoiled myself, but you know, who cares? And I did think to myself, it hasn't got many rides, and don't get me wrong, the theming looks incredible and stuff, but it just didn't fit. Something wasn't right with it, and I don't know what it is, and maybe I shouldn't judge it because I've not been to it yet until I, you know, put my foot on the in the path. But I know what you mean. It just feels, I don't know. It just it feels off.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
I have a feeling it will grow. So that people have already spotted like future expansion plots around it. And I think once those are in, maybe it will be more of a fleshed out part. But what the main thing I've heard from people that have been there, and this mainly these sort of reports mainly came in when Brits started going over and experiencing the park rather than the American viewpoint. And people were just saying that, like, you could be in a land. Let's say you're, for example's sake, if you're in the Magic Kingdom, and you were in Adventureland and you wanted to go to the you know, Big Thunder, then you could just walk around that side of the park. You don't have to go back to the castle in the center and then back out. Whereas with Celestial Park and that model, you can't go from land to land. You have to go back to the park.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. You have to go back to the park's hub, like the center, and then back out again. So that's Celestial Park, and you have to go through those portals. And that to me just seems like a massive like inconvenience.
Do you know what?
In traversing the park.
That is the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
That is that's a really good point. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, why would you want to come back out and then go back in again and then come back? I mean, that everything has an exit. Like, look at our Forbidden Valley. You can still go through where the curse is, but then you can still go through the other way. Mm-hmm. In fact, there's multiple ways you can go through. The same with Dark Forest. There's multiple ways you can get there. Except you've got multiple places, exit and entrances. Although you've got the main entrance, but then you've got the bit where the castle is, the towers.
Side bit.
Yeah, so that's really weird.
Yeah.
It's a very good point, that is, Marcus.
Yeah, well, it wasn't me that picked it up.
Oh, right, okay then.
But it was.
I would have taught that. I would have taught that to the grave.
No, it was all me. But, no, it's a very, very good point because a big part of traversing a theme park is getting around the pathways and things like that. And I just the perfect example is at Disney, if you had to go back to the castle
every
to
time
go anywhere, that would be so annoying.
Yeah, no, that's so true. I mean, are you excited about going, obviously, to Epic?
I'm so excited. The thing is I say all these things, but like I always stand by like what you said, which is you can't review it until you've been.
Have you seen many videos?
I'm avoiding spoilers like the plague.
Have you not seen anything?
I've seen bits and bobs, yeah, but I like insides of rides or insides of buildings. I am avoiding. So
you've not seen no POVs?
No, nothing. I don't want to spoil it. I want to walk in there and it will be like the first.
I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen them all, and I can tell you right now, I've probably forgotten bits and bobs about it. But then I did that when I went to Islands of Adventure. I checked out all the POVs and stuff, which, by the way, you shouldn't film at Universal. But I watched it, but I don't think it ever spoiled it, because it's like, it's a different feeling when you're on it and then you're still buzzing by it all. But I need to quickly say, and I've said this as well when we had Bex on, do you think the Universal Studios here in Great Britain, do you think we will get not bored, but complaints, like we'll get so used to it? Are we going to still get the same buzz when we go to Orlando? Let's be honest, because when you step off that plane, you're on holiday mode. So you're already feeling happy, the sun's shining, it's great, oh, here we go. But then the Universal Studios over here in Great Britain, it's kind of like, yeah, we've been to it about 7 million times, and it's grey and it's same old, same old. Do you reckon we could be like that?
I mean,
do you get bored of Alton Towers when you go there, or not bored, but do you know what I mean? Like that kind of.
I think if you visit a place enough, you can get bored of it. I think it was last year I visited Fort Park way too much.
And you're just done with it.
And then I just started to hate the place.
That's what I feel about this office, but yeah.
But I feel like, for me personally, I always go to Orlando primarily for Disney.
You're not a Universal man. All right, you're Disney.
I'm a bit on the fence, but I am leaning more towards Disney. I've always loved the Disney parks.
Wow, okay.
Always. I'm a massive Disney parks fan, even with Epic out there. I do still love Universal theme parks. Don't get me wrong. I was
about to say, you're doing an episode, mate, every week on the field, and you're not. Awkward. But no.
Yeah. But I think. The vibes at Disney, especially in Orlando,
Do you know I did Disney one day? I did all 5 parks in one day.
5?
Well, right. To cut a long story short, it was the last day of our flight, and I woke up in that morning, and I said, I think Rob and Lee wanted to do Universal, and I was like, I'm more Universal out. I'm done with it now. I've done it 4 days now. I'm fed up with it. So I looked on my phone, and I thought, right, okay, there's a park hopper for all 5 parks. Mm-hmm. And I was like, cool. I only want to do certain rides anyway at these days. It's like I've been desperate to get on Rise of the Resistance. I was desperate to get on, not Avalanche, what's it called? Everest. These coasters, what I've seen about, and dart rides. So I looked on my phone and I thought, cool, 166 quid a hopper. So what you do is you literally jump, because it's so easy, get an Uber to one of the parks, and then you can park hop with the buses. Did Animal Kingdom, fantastic. I wish that I spent more time in Animal Kingdom, but we didn't have that much time, so I think we did 3 rides. And then we did Magic Kingdom, and then we did Epcot, and then we did, what's the other one, Adele? What's the other one? What am I missing? I'm missing like 2 other parks. Hollywood Studios Epcot. We did. And that was, them 5. I feel like I'm missing one. But anyway, we did all 5, but we did like 2 rides per park, and then we had to get an Uber back to the airport and fly home.
See, that's not how you do Disney.
I know it's not, but do you know what though? I've ridden Rise of the Resistance. I've ridden Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
Do you know? I've done the major ones. Mm-hmm. I've done Avatar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Disney, for me, one of my favorite things to do when I go to Orlando isn't even a ride. It's the World Showcase at Epcot.
Okay.
And just trying all these different drinks and foods from all the different sort of parts around the world. You're smiling at me like I'm mad, but
yeah.
I genuinely, it's when you're not rushing around those parks, you really just let yourself explore, and I love that.
No, I'm all about the rides. I've paid a lot of money. I ain't just, but no, I get it 100%. And part of me feels like, it's because someone said, would you do that again? 100%. Because it's so expensive then when you got Universal and Disney. And because we was only there for 7 days, I just thought to myself, screw it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Let's just do it, mate. For that one day. And I'm glad I did it because now I've done all the rides. However, though, I think sometimes it reflects on my thoughts on certain rides because I was in such a rush. Mm-hmm. I didn't have time to absorb it, enjoy it, maybe ride it again. It was more of a, what time is it? Quick, get on that ride, come off, right, next ride. So do you know what I mean? Like the Rise of the Resistance, I think is overhyped. I think it's a good ride. I think it's a great ride. Oh, don't get me wrong, it's fantastic. However, though, I don't think it's the #1 dart ride in the world. Far from it.
Really?
Yeah. I'd choose Spider-Man. But that's what I'm saying. My thoughts on that is that because am I rushing through these rides just to do them?
Yeah.
Instead of experiencing them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think with Rise, that's one.
Got that waffled on, mate. Jeez.
Yeah, what are you yapping about? I think with Rise, it's one that I didn't watch any POVs of. So I had no idea what was coming in that ride. And
so I did. Yeah.
Spoiler alert as well for anyone watching. I didn't even know there was a drop section.
Did you not?
I had no idea. So when we went into that, like that caught me so off guard. I think I screamed like I've never screamed before. Genuinely,
oh my God.
Yeah. Because I had no idea it was going to drop.
Imagine you go,
yeah,
screaming.
It's like a 30, but everyone knows 13's going to drop. But I didn't know Rise was going to drop. I didn't know Dark Rides could do that. So
mate, that's insane.
Yeah.
Because I think they've got the same. Is our Transformers or Spider-Man? One of them drops. I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, Transformers. I think Transformers drops.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sure Transformers drops.
It doesn't drop.
I swear down. Put it in the comments. Just to prove a point. Wow. Okay, we've got to talk about this quickly. I want your thoughts on these VIP events. Now, I know that you've done a lot of them as well. When we heard of Blackpool, we're not going to go too hard on it because I've gone mad about it. Your thoughts on it, though? You know, the whole 250 quid just for a VIP.
Yeah. 250 quid is too much money.
Right.
I think we can all agree on that. That is too much money. One thing I've always said about VIP tours.
There's a reason why it's a VIP tour.
Well, no, I've always said something like that is worth because you can't really compare it in price to many other things. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay. So if for example, Blackpool are selling a ride wheel, like a ride part, and they've marked up the price like crazy, but it's a rare thing. So like you can't compare the price. You have to just sort of say it's worth what someone's willing to pay for it. And if someone buys it, it was clearly worth it to them. And I would normally always say that about these tours. When I saw 250 quid though, I thought, okay,
For an hour and a half.
yeah, this is now
Stupid.
it's now preying on people that are desperate to do that tour, to see Valhalla behind the scenes, because there's a lot of people that would love to do that, and you're preying on that with a high price, and I don't think that's right.
No.
So
That was my argument, the fact of, I just think it was ridiculously overpriced. I don't think it's worth its money. And that's not including, like I said, the park entrance or the parking as well. So you're looking over 300 quid. And I just think it's absolutely disgusting.
yeah, and I mean, like me and Dan, we did a Colossus lift hill climb a few weeks back, and that cost 50 quid with annual
I don't
pass
mind
discount.
that.
And I was like, that's great. Let's let's do that. I thought when Hyperia came out at 120 quid, then I was like, oh God, okay, prices are going up. I wouldn't pay 120 quid to do that. Lots of people have asked, oh, did we just climb Colossus just to do Hyperia? And our answer was always no. Like,
I think that's a really stupid thing, by the way. And I've got really good connections with Thorpe Park. But I genuinely think that to only climb Hyperia, you need to be climbing the other rides. I don't get it. I don't get why you need to do it, because you still have to do the safety brief regardless, because you still got to get harnessed up.
yeah.
So I'm just baffled of why that is.
Just a different set of stairs, but they go higher.
No, I'm not having that. It's ridiculous. It's
Exactly. That's what I'm with you. I think it's just stairs. Like the main thing I heard was that they wanted to see if you were, because it can be quite challenging to climb that many stairs. Even climbing to the top of Colossus, we were out of breath at the top.
Wow.
But so there's an argument of, they're checking if you're able enough to do it. This, that, and the other.
Okay. I didn't even see it in that way. Okay.
But I don't think that's, they're just gatekeeping it behind another paywall. I think that is the main thing.
That's very naughty.
Yeah.
But no, I get that. Right, dude, mate. Before we go, because believe it or not, man, we've nearly been going on for 45 minutes. I need to quickly ask you, what is your best theme park? Because, in fact, before we do that, you've just come back from Plopsaland and where was...
Wallaby, Belgium.
Don't you think Wallaby Belgium's a really good park?
It's much better now than the first time I went. Much better, yeah. I didn't... When it had, like, Psych Underground and all of that...
Yeah.
I thought that was really a really dead side of the park.
It was a bit crap.
I found it really all a bit weird. Now they've done their new like Docklands sort of
it
thing.
looks so good.
It's wicked. It's very, very good. That whole park feels a lot more elevated.
What's the water ride where it's split, but it's got a turntable? Oh,
Pulsar.
what a ride.
Brilliant. Yeah.
What an absolute ride, mate. So good, mate. I must admit, Wallaby Belgium is a very underrated park. Not many people talk about it. I think it's really good. Although the wooden roller coaster is fucking awful. So rough, mate. So rough.
There's one thing that really tainted that park for me, and it's the fact that they closed their queue lines before the closing time.
That's naughty.
I don't like that. I don't like that because we missed out on rides because of that.
Have you done all the rides there though?
I've done all the rides, yeah. But on my first visit, we saved a coaster for the last ride of the day, and we got to the queue line. And there was someone stood outside, and they said, "No, we."
And you're like,
yeah, it's not even closing time yet.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So however long, if it's got a 15-minute queue, they'll close it 15 minutes before they're closing.
I think that's what the UK have actually got right at the moment.
Yeah.
That when it hits 6 o'clock, and you do see sometimes you see the entrance staff like, go on, quick, go.
Yeah.
We are quite fair like that. I think we're the only country that does that, because I know a lot of countries are quite strict. Like, no, 45 minutes or half an hour, whatever it is, we'll close it. It's like, no. But
Do you know the worst one for it ever was Flamingo Land?
Oh, don't even joke.
Oh my God. They walked down the queue line and were telling people, just to let you know, I clock off in this much time.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So you might not make it on. And then he did. He just shut down the ride and then he walked out. And then we went to the theme park. We were obviously leaving the park at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All the ride ops had already left. They had already...
No way.
Yeah. Imagine like all the rides like team had already gone home before the guests and stuff. It's not that I'm saying I don't get me wrong, quality of life for people working in theme parks.
No, that is ridiculous, mate. That is disgusting.
No,
my God.
It is kind of crazy.
To be fair, we didn't really have. I've kind of not got a soft spot for Flamingo Land. Flamingo Land's just Flamingo Land. I know that the rest of the lads, they don't really like Flamingo Land that much. I think they think it's well overpriced for what it is. The same with Fantasy Island as well. I like Fantasy Island. I think Fantasy Island has got a good future, mate. I think it's a safe park at the moment. It's not on its hands and knees or anything. But obviously, I need to get back on Ride to Happiness at Plotzer though.
Yeah,
that's the thing with Plotzer. I've had many conversations with people about Plotzer, and I think it is literally a one coaster park. There's not really much.
Anubis is very good. Anubis is very. You can't even deny it. It is very good.
Okay, yeah, no. Two coasters,
but it's not so good that you would go to that park just for Anubis. You're right in that people go there for Ride
just
to Happiness.
for Ride to Happiness.
Yeah, and
it's a cracker ride, though, isn't it?
It's so bloody good. It stands out like a sore thumb because I mean the rest of the park isn't really built the same way. I mean the rest of the park, even in theme, is like all the other ride themes
it's a bit
are
weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, the other ride themes are like these TV shows and stuff that are because it's all like a TV vibe and stuff in the studio and whatnot. But then you've got Ride to Happiness, which is themed to Tomorrowland Music Festival,
and it's just like
completely random.
You've won straight away. You've won on that, mate. But I must admit, we went last year. It was, and I remember going, and it says, "Oh, by the way, the ride's not open because it's like something like 12 degrees or 10 degrees," and we were like, "This fucking temperature better than flipping rise."
Yeah,
kind of thing. And it did eventually, mate. But yeah, it was such a good ride. It's never got a big queue. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. What's your? I need to get to. Have you done F-Telling? You have done F-Telling.
Oh, loads. Yeah.
I want to do F-Telling.
Yeah.
Can I come with you to F-Telling next time you go?
Well, next time I go, I'm going on the way to a music festival. So unless you want to come to the music festival.
Not, mate. No. I'm too old for that. I'm like, here's cup of tea at 10 o'clock. That's me. Old fart Dan over here. But what is your number one theme park then? I want to chuck it in there.
It changes every day.
I know, I'm like that.
It changes all the time. At one point, it was Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
Europa Park, Fantasyland. I think the most consistent top spot theme park for me, though, was Disneyland in Anaheim, the OG California Disneyland. It's just a fantastic theme park. Like the ride line up there, like look at your face. The ride line up there is like all of Disney's best in like one park. So you've got Rise. You don't have to go to Hollywood Studios or anything like in Orlando. You've got Rise in the main park. You've got the best pirates.
So everything's there.
You've got the best. You've got Indiana Jones dark ride. You've got it's just jam packed full of.
Oh mate, I do need to go there. I do. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Disneyland Paris. I just went too many times. I went literally every year for 8 years, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. And now things are starting to open up now, and they're starting to fix things up now. Like the construction walls are starting to come down. They've started to finish off. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't go for that 5 years. Is like, I ain't going there just to see walls everywhere.
Yeah.
So now, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, I think I'll be going back there when everything's completed.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's the best.
The Studios
advice.
Park, which has always undeniably been the worst Disney park in Paris, the Studios Park, that has been having such a glow up. And I don't think people realize how big what they're doing there is.
Oh, it's huge.
Because people just see it as the Frozen Land.
Yeah.
But like that park never had structure. So what they've done is they're building this massive main pathway, main street thing, and then a central lake. So that's the main thing. That's going to be like huge to basically give the park a core. And that's what the park always missed. So,
mate, I love that. Yeah,
I love Disney parks. It's just a bit of me.
You are actually making me want to go to a Disney park. You're just there full of glee, like Disney's the greatest, and I get it, mate. No, I do, because it is a magical place. It truly is. What is your number one coaster? We're gonna chuck it out there.
In the world currently,
the world
is Voltron over Velocicoaster.
Wow.
Over anything like that.
Hagrid's.
Over Hagrid's. I flipping love Hagrid's as well. I put Hagrid's, when I was out in Florida, I put Hagrid's over Velocicoaster.
We did.
Yeah. I genuinely thought it was amazing.
It's such a good ride. We did it in the dark as well. And I remember Rob, because Rob's on Velocicoaster all the way through, and he was like, how dare you say that? It was like, listen, dude, it's amazing. Hagrid's is amazing. It's a great park. Great ride. But yeah, so Voltron, I need to get back to Europa. I love Europa. It's my number one theme park, and I need to get back there.
Voltron is mind-blowingly good. It is the pure definition of what that park is, which is a ride manufacturer owns a theme park and they just show off. They just build the craziest thing, and then they were like, okay, we need to show off our striker model, so they just put every feature in it. They put a turntable in it. It doesn't need to be there because the turntable doesn't really do anything on Voltron, but they put it in because they're showing off. They put the flipping bounce track on it. They did all this.
Who does that though, mate? Come on, mate.
It's just mental.
It's like a blank check, and it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
Build what you want to build.
That's why I love it.
Oh, mate. Don't, mate. Listen, Marcus, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're coming up to an hour. That's nuts. And plus, my crunchy bar's melting because it's so bloody warm in here. But Marcus, how can people find you? I know a lot of people who are watching this already know who you are, but if you want to look down the barrel of that lens, mate, and sell your soul.
The main place I camp out really is I was on Instagram under Thrill Riders. That is my main base. You'll also see me on Dan's channel on the field. Because on the field TM trademark. Yeah, it's not trademarked. Don't come after me.
Oh, listen, Marcus, man. Seriously, I've been wanting to do this for ages, mate. Me and you have always got on. We've always had a laugh, and we've always had things in common. And it's just so nice that you're here. We can actually have a bit of a chin wag and a bit of a catch up, even if it is with in front of cameras, whatever. But this is great. I love this. Yeah. And hopefully we can do more of these. And we'll get the whole lads in here. Get Dan in here as well, and Sam in here as well.
Yeah.
The whole family, like we used to do. Back in the days, in the days when we had Zoom call, Discord, when everything was pixelated. We just had a look, didn't we? And it was so bad. So bad, pixelated. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on our social medias on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. If you are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe and hit this bell icon every time we upload a new video. You will be notified. So I'm done. And thanks for watching. And as always, are you going to do it?
Happy riding.
That's the one. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.